He's a Guinness World Record holder, has played both Doom and Quake at the top level, and is a pioneer of competitive gaming as we know it today. Hi, my name's Jonah, and today we'll be profiling the legendary Dennis Thresh Fong.
But what do you think about the future of a professional gaming league? I mean, is there merit to this? Is there going to be a professional sport, a big thing in America, you think?
I think sometime in the future. I mean, I think the timing-wise, we don't really know exactly when it's going to happen, but I think a lot of us gamers know that it will happen sometime. But I think really what's really holding back gaming right now is, I mean, there's a technological side to it, but I think really it's probably more cultural. In that gaming, I think in the past was not really a cool thing to do or talk about, you know?
Not at all. It was the thing that the nerds did.
Exactly. But I think more recently with the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox and, you know, a lot of these future things in the rock stars, and, you know, everyone's talking about playing games now.
Absolutely.
I think it's really changing the perception of what people have about games and gamers. And I think as that perception changes, I think, you know, professional gaming will grow into something really big.
When he was 16 in 1993, Dennis started playing Doom and wanted to play under the tag Threshold of Pain. Unfortunately, due to the character limit, Dennis had to shorten his name and eventually settled on the pseudonym Thresh. Thresh was a good player to begin with. Like many top competitors, he had excellent fundamentals, quick reflexes, and pinpoint accuracy. However, what set him apart from everyone else was his uncanny ability to predict his opponent's actions and know what they were doing without even seeing them. His ability to somehow know his opponent's every move earned him the nickname ESP Thresh, and was a hallmark of his playing style. Thresh's first major event was a Microsoft-sponsored Doom tournament called Judgment Day, which took place in Seattle in 1995. The tech giant was having the tournament to showcase its Windows 95 operating system and was celebrating the launch of Microsoft Game Studios. Thresh was a rising star in the Doom community who had already beaten some of the top players prior to Judgment Day. In the semifinals, Thresh faced Ted Murloc Peterson, the other favorite to win the tournament. In an article with GotFrag, Thresh was quoted as saying that he beat Ted something like 10-5. Murloc got so upset that he slammed the keyboard and threw his chair off stage. It was quite the scene, particularly since LAN tournaments weren't all that common back then. Moving on to grand finals, Thresh would prove to be truly ahead of the meta of the time. For the most part, Doom players favored the cleric class, as it was easy to learn and had a homing weapon which was considered to be more powerful than anything else in the game. However, while the majority of players expected most of the matches to be cleric versus cleric, Thresh developed his own playstyle by utilizing the mage class as a way to counter the cleric superweapon. Long story short, after pulling out his pocket mage, Thresh ended up winning the finals of the tournament 8-0 with an absolutely dominating performance, placing first out of the 24 competitors in attendance.
I'm here with Dennis Thresh Fong. You used to be the world champion Quake player, correct?
That's right.
When was this?
Well, I was a champion in Doom, Doom 2, Quake, and Quake 2.
So you were on top of the heap for years.
For a little while,
Man,
yeah.
that's got to be quite a feeling when you become the world champion in something like Quake.
This victory would mark the beginning of Thresh's illustrious career. Thresh's mentality was that of a champion, aiming not only to win, but to completely crush his opponents. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Thresh tells readers that he doesn't like to leave his opponents with even a sliver of hope. This mentality fed directly into his success. At the peak of his career, between the mid to late 90s, Thresh was earning approximately $100,000 a year from prize money and endorsements. But this success did not come without sacrifice. Thresh decided to drop out of De Anza College in Cupertino, California, in order to focus on his career as a player. His dedication paid off, and over the next few years, Thresh would go undefeated in every tournament he attended, with victories across multiple titles including Doom 1 and 2 and Quake 1 and 2. Throughout his 5-year career, he only had 2 official losses, both of which were avenged later in bracket, and he placed first at every single tournament he entered. This feat earned him another nickname, and many refer to him as the Michael Jordan of the gaming world.
Let's take a look. Let me see the difference between just walking regular. Just walk regular
Well,
first.
so that's fatalities on the screen, and
Oh,
he's going to
there's-
be walking through this map regularly.
Okay, just
And
walk down the
give him a
screen, fatality.
Well, what I'm going to do is give him a head start.
Okay.
And then I'll show you how
Okay,
I can catch
gotcha.
up
So
to
he's
him.
going to start. You're going to catch up to him
So he's
because you're
going.
strafe jumping,
Oh,
and you fell down
I
the hole.
fell down the hole.
World champion Dennis Fong. Fell down the hole.
All right, let's try this one more time, all right?
The high point of Thresh's career would come at the first nationwide Quake tournament, known as Red Annihilation, which, in addition to the base prize pool of $5,000, also had a Ferrari 328 up for grabs, which was owned by id Software CEO and one of the creators of Quake, John D. Carmack.
Like literally, as I'm playing this right now, when you see my point of view, in the reflection of my monitor, I could see the Ferrari.
Oh.
So it was kind of like it definitely psyched me out a little bit having it right behind me.
In the finals of Red Annihilation, Thresh would find himself up against Tom Entropy Kimsey in a battle for first place. To say that Thresh won the tournament would be an understatement. The final score of the game was 14 to -1. That's right, Entropy's only kill in the entire game was on himself, resulting in a negative score.
Big Quake tournament featuring a red Ferrari,
Right, which you won.
which I ended up winning.
You
That's
won,
right.
and you were too young to even drive it at the time, right?
Not quite,
Not
but
quite.
I couldn't quite.
It was a stick.
It was a stick, and I didn't actually
Right.
know how to drive stick at the time.
Shortly after this tournament, Thresh would announce his retirement. So what is he up to and where is he now? Retired from professional gaming and no longer under the alias Thresh, Dennis Fong and his brother, Lyle Fong, founded GX Media, the parent company of Gamers.com, FiringSquad, and Lithium Technology. In 1999, the company had more than 100 employees and raised $11 million. Fong also founded Xfire, a messaging client for gamers which was later acquired by Viacom, and in 2007 founded Raptr, which has earned more than $12 million. Though no longer in the spotlight, Thresh would cement his legacy in gaming by writing and publishing the Gamer's Extreme Quake Bible, a compilation of his own in-game knowledge that explores every aspect of Quake, from controls to rocket jumping to advanced strategy and tactics.
Actually, it was a funny story. John Carmack came up to me afterwards because I've been the champion of all of his games, basically.
Yeah,
I made
he must be a
friends.
fan.
He came up to me. There was no cash as part of the prize, and he actually asked me how, because the E3 was in Atlanta that year. So he asked me how I was getting the car back to California. And I
I
was
don't have
like,
money for gas.
I have no idea.
An unfortunate part of being an esports professional so early on means that much of Thresh's play was either not recorded or has been lost to time. And it's not only VODs, even results and brackets for some tournaments can't be recovered. However, Thresh's impact on modern gaming can be felt even today, and he is credited with being the first player to utilize the WASD control scheme that has now become the norm. Thresh's impact was further acknowledged by Riot Games, who named their League of Legends support character Thresh in his honor. From being an immigrant from Hong Kong to a professional esports competitor, to starting several gaming-related companies and pushing games to their absolute limit, Dennis Thresh Fong influenced a generation of gamers, and his legacy lives on today. My name's Jonah, and this has been this week's Profile. As always, make sure you drop a like below, let us know in the comments who you want to see in our next video, and as always, subscribe to Akshon Esports. Thanks for watching.
Look, when I was younger, esports really wasn't a thing. I dreamed that one day there would be millions of people that would be interested in watching people play video games. So it's pretty amazing to see kind of where esports has come, how far it's come, and obviously it's got a very bright future ahead.